Hey everybody, so here's the bottom of the engine, the AMC 360 on the J10. Just wanted to show you guys this. So the pickup tube, I want to take this pickup tube off, but look at this stupid design from AMC. It hits the bump stop, so I can't even take the damn pickup tube out. So there's no way for me to do that unless I guess, unbolt the engine and jack it up. It's the only way to get that thing out. So that kind of sucks. I know I was able to take this out on my 90 Grand Wagoneer with the same engine, but the bump stops, it didn't have bump stops right here. It had them in another spot. So I don't know how I'm going to take this thing out. I might pry right here and pull this out, I guess, with the netting maybe. I don't know yet. I don't want to damage this. But the inside of it has how should I put it? These rusty chunks. These are not from the bearing. This is actually from the filler neck on the 360. So these 360s have big tubes in the front of the engine where you pour the oil in, and it also takes up excuse me. It's where the engine breathes through so it gets the air through that, and then it goes through the PVC valve out the back of the engine. And the problem with that is obviously air can get in there and moisture and everything, and it rusted out the filler tube. So the filler tube had thick, almost an inch layer of rusty chunks in it, and that all fell into the engine, and it clogged the pickup tube. I don't know if the pickup tube goes back here with the netting or if the netting is just right here. I don't know. I have to stick a small screwdriver in there and try to get all this stuff out without damaging this netting. But at least the pickup tube is clear right here. My Wagoneer, it was blocked by this much, only had that little amount of the pickup tube free of debris because the gasket from the cork gasket on the engine broke apart on the inside and blocked this up. But yeah, there's a lot of rusty chunks in there. So let me wipe my hand and get all this crap off. Wipe it all over my shirt. And I want to show you the at least the piston skirts that you can see anyway, without manually cranking the engine. They look okay to me. The bores are actually still honed, so it looks really good. I remember sticking a stethoscope inside of the top of the engine through the spark plug holes, and all of the cylinder walls were all shiny and clear. They were not all scratched up or anything. The pistons looked really good on the top actually as well. There was no major carbon buildup or anything. And here's the camshaft. Some of the lobes you can see. It looks like the camshaft has tarnish on some of the lobes, and then it's shiny on the other parts. I don't know what that means, but they're not all scratched up or scored, so that's a good thing. Let's see if we can get some more views of the camshaft. There's some more lobes right there. So I don't know if you engine guys out there can tell me if that camshaft looks okay, at least from those lobes that you can see. A couple of them are really clean. This one has a little bit of pitting on it, though. I don't know if that's good or bad. So those are the cam lobes. Now, I think I found where the delaminated bearing is coming from. I don't know if you can see this, but if you look, I don't know if you can even hear me because I keep zooming in. So if you can't hear me, so I'm sorry, you got to turn up the volume. Every time I zoom in on the camera, the volume gets quieter. But if you look right here, that's where the camshaft has a bearing right there, one of the cam bearings. And if you look right where the tip of my finger is, I'll move out of the way because there's a shadow right there. But if you look at that tip, just keep an eye on right there. Do you see that white dot right there? Now, my camera can't get that white dot. My camera cannot focus on that white dot, but that white dot right there, when I look at it, is actually bearing material. It's the same thin metallic metal pieces that you were seeing in the oil pan on my prior video, my short video. So that, I think, is the bearing right there that's delaminated. And that's between cylinder number, what is it between cylinder number 4 and 5, I believe. Yeah, that's between 4 and 5, so it's right in the middle of the engine. So that's the delaminated bearing. When I look over here at this one, that one, at least visually on the side, it looks okay. I can't see the other ones. So there might be other ones as well, but this one is definitely the one that looks like it's delaminated. So I just took off the bearing caps. So this is bearing number 8. I didn't take them all off, just a few of them. So let me take these nuts off. I put them on so it wouldn't fall on my face. So I want to show you what the rod bearings look like, at least a couple of them. Ugh, oil just fell in my eye. So here's rod number 8. And that actually looks really good. Really, really good. It's not all scored or scratched up or burnt or anything like that. So the camshaft, I think, is really good on this engine. Let me show you the bearing. So here's the rod bearing for number 8. That looks really, really good to me anyway. There's no copper. It's still got all its bearing material. There's not even any wear on it, to be honest. So the rod bearings, I think, are good. The crankshaft is good. From what I can tell on the camshaft lobes, those look okay to me. So I think the camshaft is good. It's just got that bad delaminated bearing over here. So let me show you one more crankshaft bearing. Let me put these nuts back on so it doesn't fall and damage it. So this one is cylinder number 4, I think. Yeah, number 4. So this is the one that's between the bad camshaft bearing. And this one was kind of hard to get off. I had to pry it off with a little screwdriver. So here's the bearing. And that looks really, really nice. It actually looks brand new almost, to be honest. So there's really no wear at all, I think. I have to look at it closer. I'm not sure what those little circles are. No idea what that is. I don't know if that's bearing material from the camshaft that's like getting pounded into these bearings. I have no idea. I think it's okay though. I think it looks good to me. And here's the crankshaft. Crankshaft surface looks really good to me anyway. But again, I'm not an engine builder, but I don't see any like pitting or any scratches or anything like that. At least I don't think. There's the oil galley on the inside. So if anybody knows what these little circles are right there, it's really hard to tell, but I think it's okay. I don't want to touch it with my finger because I know these things scratch really easily. So I think the connecting rod bearings are good, and I think the crankshaft is good. It's just the camshaft bearings. Now I haven't checked all of the crank rod or the connecting rod bearings. I don't know if I should or not. Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't checked the main bearings though. I don't want to tighten that up. I can feel there's dirt on it. I haven't checked the main bearings, like these main bearings, especially the rear one. I haven't checked that out as well. But judging by the condition of number 8, I'm not even going to bother taking this one off. So I think the pistons are good. I think the bores are good. I think the crankshaft is good. The connecting rod bearings are good. I think the camshaft is okay as well, besides that one delaminated bearing back there. Um, so I don't really know what to do. With all of this stuff looking good to me, I don't think I should run the engine anymore and damage it all, because I could potentially damage all of this and cause a lot more money in repairs. Um, I'm thinking, at least in my mind, that you could just replace the bad cam bearings and then put the cam back in there, and not have to mess with anything else. That's personally what I would do. I would just replace those and put it back together. I called a few machine shops, like 4 or 5 of them. They wanted to replace the crank bearings. They wanted to replace the camshaft, replace the cam bearings, replace the valve springs, replace the pistons. Um, they wanted to do all of that stuff, which I don't. I mean, they know more than I do, because they're a machine shop and they build engines. But to me, if all of this stuff looks okay, at least visually, I don't think all this needs to be replaced. I really just think it's just those bearings. So I really think the camshaft can just come out and you can just replace the bearings, and I think it'll be okay. Um, that's what I would do. So I'm going to call a few other shops and ask around, tell them what I just discovered and see what their opinion is, and then I guess go from there. But my choice is to take the engine out and do this myself. Get like an engine hoist and one of those engine stands, and take this thing apart and replace the cam bearings and then put it all back together, or bring it to a shop and have them replace all this crap in here for $2, $3, $4,000. So I think I can get away with doing this myself. So I've never done this before, but it doesn't look too difficult, to be honest. It's just a lot of time. So I'll just leave it at that. So I'm going to put all this back together. I'm going to clean the mating surface right here. I'm going to clean the oil pan, and I'm going to get all this silicone off right here. And I'm going to put the oil pan back on, and I'm going to refill it with like 1040. I might put some STP in there. I don't know. And I'm not going to drive it to town anymore, but I will drive it around my property if I need it. So if I need to haul firewood or whatever from the house to the barn, or if I really need the truck, you know what I mean, I'll drive it really, really short distances, but I'm not going to drive it to town anymore, because I don't want to destroy the rest of the stuff that actually looks pretty good to me. So I'll let you guys go. So that's the update on the engine. Thanks for watching, everybody. And let me know what those little circles were on this crank bearing right here, or the rod bearing. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.